of Riz National, which is National Haitian Rice. What you make it with is red beans, yellow rice. I'll show you guys the rice later. We are also going to make potato salad. We're going to make a buttery sautéed carrots, and we are also going to make chicken wings, and I'm going to show you guys how I make my general epis. So stay tuned. I'm super ecstatic. I hope you guys watched the previous videos. If not, please go like, subscribe, share to your friends and family and all that good stuff, and make sure you click the little bell button so that you know when we have new episodes. All right, so first things first, what we're gonna do is we are going to clean the beans. So this is how we clean the beans. Oftentimes beans will have dirt in it, it'll have rocks in it, so you want to make sure that you clean it first. I would hate for you guys to actually boil your beans and then find that in your rice. So this is why we do this process. Very important. All right. Uh-oh, another piece of rock. See? Make sure you clean your beans, you guys. You're going to rinse it out, all right? Rinse it out to make sure that there's nothing else. Alrighty, so we have about 2.5 cups of beans, okay? 2.5 cups of beans. And that's what we are going to boil. So I'm going to put it in there. And I'm going to put about... Alright, this is about 16 cups of water. So what we're going to do is, once it starts to boil, again, like I said, the beans will sort of rise up, some of them, and what you want to do is add more water so that it can go down and boil. Alright, you guys, so remember we added 16 cups of water, 2.5 cups of beans, okay? Now, I'm going to cook it on speed heat. I am also going to add a little bit of oil. Let me grab my measuring. So right here I have about 1 tablespoon, and this is what we're going to add, about 1 tablespoon, okay? Alright, you guys, so right here we have our celery, green onions, we have parsley, we also have some peppers, yellow, red, green. If I had more green, I would have added more. Here we have turmeric, my all-time favorite, and ginger. So all this is basically my general epis. This is what I use, okay? Before you blend it, you always want to make sure that you add some oil. All right, now I'm making all of this simply because I'm not only going to use it just for the rice, I'll use it throughout the week, throughout the weeks, okay? So this is why I'm making this quantity. Now, reason why you'll notice that I don't have Haberno peppers, because if I'm making rice, I don't want my rice to be spicy. All right, so you can, this is the general one. If you're making something different, you can go ahead and blend some with your Haberno peppers if you're trying to make something spicy, but again, this is just the basics. All right, so I am going to add about 1/2 cup. This is about 1/2 cup of oil, okay, because I do have a lot, like I mentioned. You know what, I might add just a little bit more. I think I might just add 1 cup of, so I'm gonna do another 1/2. All right, another 1/2, so I'm adding 1 cup of oil, because the oil will help preserve the epis and it's also going to help blend it. All right. Alright, you guys, so we blended everything. You can taste everything. Okay, I like my epis to be complete. So what I like to do is I like to already add everything so that whenever I'm using it, I know that, okay, this was complete. I'm gonna add some black peppers. I'm gonna add just a tad bit of cloves. Not a lot, because this is strong, but I love me some cloves. Okay, this is more than enough. We're gonna add some sea salt. All right. We're gonna blend. I like when it's all mixed in together. So let's go ahead and check on the beans. Remember when I told you guys that the beans would actually rise up to the top? As you can see, it is at the top. So I'm going to add some more water. Another 4 cups of water. Chubs. Okay, and that's gonna bring it down. You see how the beans actually went down, all right? So that's actually perfect. Now we're gonna let it boil, all right? And we wanna, the way that you'll know if your beans are ready or not, okay, we don't want it to be too soft where you can literally like press it and it's mushy, okay? You don't want it to be too soft because you want it to be cooked, but not too cooked as if it's mushy, because when you are making your rice, your beans will boil again as you make your rice, okay? So this is why we don't want it to be too mushy. Right now it's not cooked yet, okay? So we want to let it cook, and when it's almost done cooking, what we're gonna do is we are going to add our coconut milk to it. But the reason why we are going to add the coconut milk is because if you don't want your rice to taste too coconutty, then it's good to add the coconut milk as you're boiling your beans, so that, you know, when you are actually making the rice and everything, it won't have that strong coconut taste. Okay, so I'm gonna make some chicken wings, okay? I have the chicken wings here. Since I'm gonna be working on my marinating sauce, I'm going to add just a little bit of vinegar. Just gonna add a little bit. Okay, so the reason why our limes look this small is because they're key limes. We couldn't find any regular size limes at Walmart due to the corona. All right, so we're gonna use these. All right, so I like doing it all together. Okay, so this is going to be my epis for my chicken. Okay, I'm going to put a piece of Asiago cheese. All right, so I'm going to add this piece right here and there. We're gonna go here and clean our meat. Okay, you want to make sure you get in there, people, and clean it. All right, so let's check on the beans. It's literally been cooking for an hour. Still hard. We're gonna add a little bit of water. Beans take a while to cook. I'm adding another 4 cups of water. Okay. I'm going to cover it now. All this time I did not cover it. Reason being is because we want that red color to stay, and sometimes when you cover it too early, it kind of changes the color of the beans. All right, so we're gonna let it cook. All right, I still have it right here. It's probably at like an 8 or so. All right, as far as like the speed and volume. All right, so now I'm going to add my chicken wings in there. This is how we clean our meat in my Haitian culture. So I rubbed it with lime and cleaned it with the lime before I added it to the boiled water. And that will take away the blood so that when you cook the meat, you're not seeing blood. Okay, so I am going to marinate it. What I'm going to do is, this already has its own oil, so I'm not even going to add to it. Okay. Another thing that I do, I always take my knife and I like to just cut it. I actually love these just so that the seasoning can go all throughout the chicken. Okay, you guys, it's so delicious. My hands are clean. I'm just gonna go ahead and taste a little bit. So good. So good. I love the zesty taste. It has like a really good zesty taste. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to add on top, rosemary. So I'm gonna add some rosemary on top and let it cook. It's going to bake, all right, with the rosemary being on top. So good. Man, I can't wait to have these. Okay, you guys, so I want you to look at the water. Notice how it has like that brown color. That's from the beans, okay? And the beans are pretty much done. It's been literally cooking for an hour and about 25 minutes. Okay, you see? It's perfect. You can try it. It's not overly cooked. It's just about right. So I'm going to add this can of coconut milk. All right, to it, because you want to add it like right when it's almost done. And I'm going to fill this up with water. I'm going to add that into it as well. Very important. Now, some people don't add coconut milk. We do. Now, very important to know, when you are cooking the beans, when you're going to make the rice, do not throw that water out, okay? This is the water that you are actually going to use to make your rice. Okay, you guys, so this is the rice that I use. It's called TI-MACHAN'N Basmati parboiled rice, and I love it. When I tell you, it does not take long to cook, and I love how the grains look. There are all types of rice, and it's important to know that depending on the type of rice that you have, it might take more water to cook, some might take less. This one doesn't take too much water to cook, and I love using it. I want to show you guys how it looks like. This is yellow rice. There's basmati white rice as well. All right, I love it. The grains are pretty long. I love this rice. Okay, I wanted to show you guys the beans. This is the 2.5 cup of beans. Okay, of course, when you cook it, the beans enlarge, and it tastes so good, and it's not hard. It's like perfect. Okay, you don't want it, you see, you still want to be able to press it, but you don't want it to be where it's like, oh, once you press it, it's like super mushy. All right, and this is when you know your beans are just perfectly boiled and it's ready to be cooked in rice. So we're gonna make our rice now. We're ready. Remember, we're gonna use our Epis. Also gonna put an Haberno pepper to boil in there. Okay, it's very important that you don't cut the top, because if you do, what will happen is your entire rice will be spicy. Okay, this will just give it like an aroma of the spice, but you're not gonna taste it. Okay, so you want to make sure that it doesn't pop in there. Okay, all right, so let's get started. 3 tablespoons. All right, perfect. Okay, first things first, you want to season your beans. This is a lot of beans. I'm actually going to make I'm gonna leave about 2.5 cups, and you can leave that and literally make yourself a bean salad, and it'll be really, really good. I'm also going to use my Epis that I made, all right, to add to the beans. We're gonna wait till it starts to fry a little. All right, so we added about 3 spoons of oil. I don't want to add too much oil because this has oil in it. The Epis has oil in it already. Okay. All right, I'm gonna add my Haberno Pepper in there as well. My Epis already has cloves. Haitians love to cook with cloves. And what you can do is you can take a celery and poke it with cloves, about 3 to 4. But my Epis already has cloves, so I'm not going to do that. Alright. And then that way, instead of putting it, because if you put it in the pepper, what will happen is the pepper will pop. And again, we don't want a pepper to pop. We just want the aroma of the spice. Let me taste it a little bit to see what I should add. So good. So good. You can taste all the flavors. Alright, what I'm going to do is I am going to put this in there so we can see exactly how many cups of that we're adding. So right now I have, this is the bean water, okay, with the coconut milk that we boiled. All right. It's sizzling, it's cooking. Once you're done adding your bean water, you can taste the water to see if it needs more seasoning. I know I am going to add more seasoning simply because when you add the water, the bean water, what will happen is it's diluting everything, so your seasoning will not be as strong. Okay, so after that I will add dry seasoning, but we're gonna let this fry up a little. Okay. We're gonna add, so that was 4 cups of water, okay? Now we're gonna go ahead and add the remaining. And there's some beans in there too. And that's about another 4 cups. So we have 8 cups of water. I would say it's about 2 cups of beans because we didn't add all of it.
Here we are, under the stars, yeah. See me and you, we connect, yeah. The way we look at each other, I'm surprised we ain't make love yet. Look at me, I look at you. Both know the feeling's mutual, yeah. What do we do?
Let's taste it one more time. Okay, now that's perfect. That's perfect. Alright, you can taste the coconut milk. It's not too strong because we added it before and not right now. So you can taste all of the different flavors. It's really good. And then I'm telling you, that pima, that Haberno pepper, when it's done cooking, when it's like as it's being boiled in there, oh my gosh, it's gonna give it such an amazing aroma, okay, of just Haberno peppers. Amazing. Okay, you guys, so I did place the top over the pan so the water could boil. Once as the water is boiling, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you wash your rice, which is what we're going to do. Okay, we want to place our rice in the pan once the water starts to boil, and this is actually perfect. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're going to rinse out our rice, and then we are going to place our rice in the pan.
The situation is frustrating. See, we've been chilling for a couple.
In total, I've added 3 cups of rice, 3.5 cups of rice. 3.5 cups of rice. Remember, it depends on the rice that you're making. Some rice don't take a lot of water, others do. Okay, this is actually perfect. All right, you can still see the rice. It's not like too far in. You see, you can still see the rice. It's not like deep in there. You can still see the beans. It's not too deep in there, and that's actually perfect. This is how you want it. And now we're gonna let it cook on probably, like, if you have numbers for yours, it's probably like at a 7. Okay, you guys, the rice have been cooking for about 5 minutes. I just want to show it to you. You see, you can see the rice. All right, and this is how your rice doesn't turn out mushy when you don't add too much water. You add just the correct amount, okay, where you can still see the rice a bit, just like I showed you guys earlier. The rice wasn't too far off. So just in 5 minutes, you can see the rice. You can see the entire thing now. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it. We're gonna bring the volume down because it's about a little bit over half. Okay, so we're gonna bring it down to about like a 4, and we're gonna let it cook. Okay, as the rice is cooking, I just wanted to show you guys the chicken. It's been literally cooking for an hour and 15 minutes. What I'm going to do is I am going to flip them over, okay, because I want both sides to be nice and crispy. I'm gonna actually bring the temperature up to 400. It's been at 350 all this time, and I want it to be a bit more brown. You guys, I can smell the chicken, and it smells so good. You can smell all the different flavors added, even the rosemary. All right, so I have 4 potatoes chopped, and I have 3 eggs, boiled eggs, and I have about half of a medium red onion, okay, chopped. And I have my sweet peas here. I have my sweet corns. Okay, now I'm going to make my vinaigrette. All right, and this is how we're going to make the vinaigrette. We are going to use extra virgin oil. Okay, you guys, so I added 5 tablespoons of olive oil and 3 key limes. All right. Perfect, great consistency. Okay, so I added ½ a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to add ½ a teaspoon of pepper. Okay, you want to mix it all. I'm going to add about just a spoon-and-a-half of sweet potatoes, because again, I don't have a lot of, a spoon-and-a-half of sweet peas. Same thing with the corn. And we're gonna add all of that. Okay, you guys, the rice has been cooking for an hour. It's all cooked. Look at it. Oh man, you can smell the habanero aroma. Oh man, it smells so good. So first thing that you want to do is take that out. You see, it's not popped, so that's perfect. So you want to remove that. And you just want to, what we like to do is, we love to add just a piece of butter right in the middle. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. That looks beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright you guys, so I'm going to saute some carrots. I'm making some buttery sauteed carrots. So I'm going to add some butter into the pan. I only have 2 carrots, okay? I chopped about 2 carrots. And when you're making it, what my mom loves to do, which I like to do it too, is add just a little dash of salt and then some sugar. So we're gonna add our carrots as the butter is melting. Some sugar. I'm gonna add about 4 pinches of sugar. Alright. And then you want to add just a little bit of water, not too much. It's not even 4 ounces. It's like not a lot at all. Oh my gosh, you guys, the food is all done and it's so delicious. This is Riz National, okay, du Riz National. You can tell that the rice is super glinted. It's not mushy, and this is how we like our rice. Haitians like their rice, okay? And then we have the carrots here, okay? And then right here, I have my potato salad, which is so delicious. I can't wait for you guys to try this at home. And then I have my chicken. Oh my gosh, the cheese melted in there perfectly because you guys know that I added Asiago to my Epis, and it's so delicious. And then I have a rosemary on top for garnish. Can't wait for you guys to try this at home. Can't wait for you guys to tell me what you think. All right, well, bon appetit.
Look, my girl pretty, making my wife soon. Don't be stuck with me. I like my girls pretty. Oh look, my girl pretty. I'ma make my wife soon. You don't be stuck with me. I like my girls pretty. Oh look, my girl pretty. I'ma make my wife soon. You don't be stuck with me. You don't be stuck with me.